So to start off by defining liberalism and theory and democratic peace theory. Liberalism, based on class notes and the video theory into action. Liberalism is essentially a theory that states have the opportunity to create conflict or opportunity to cooperate with each other and whatnot. For the democratic peace theory, based on the video that was like the short introduction to democratic peace theory, and class notes, democratic peace theory, its main focus is that democratic countries do not fight with each other, and when they do go to war, it is only to defend or because they know that they are going to win. So now referring to the questions that are going to be asked, starting with liberalism, and one being the relevant assumptions. So all the assumptions are that it's an Arctic system, they seek cooperation and social improvement, the humans are rational actors, and then there's a preference, unfixed and waiver between security and well-being, and that humans see unchecked power as a threat. So the most relevant to this theory is going to be the security and well-being one, and then also that humans are rational actors, as well as the cooperation and social improvement. So then that's going to be based off class notes. So then the second question of the level of analysis. So in class, we discussed that for liberalism, it would be individual because it cannot be state, because there is no assumption that states are unitary actors, and we're assuming that liberalism, everyone kind of has their own thought and choice, and therefore the individual can make their own decisions. It would also refer back to the relevant assumptions that humans are rational actors, so it focuses again on the individual. Then we're going to go to LOC or LOA. So I would argue, based on the class discussion, that it would be LOC because we essentially discussed that it was weighing the benefits of security to the society that it's maintaining or whatholding. Then lastly, the question of structure and agency. Based on the video, theory and action, liberalism, and whatnot, the system would be the international system, and then the international system would then kind of limit the agency to either cooperation or to conflict, and then from there you kind of have your different decisions that can be made. And then so for democratic peace theory, so starting with one, the relevant assumptions. So we discussed that democratic peace theory, all the assumptions are the same as liberalism, but one of the key points, though it's like strongly hinted at into the liberalism, was that there is a specific inclusion of democratic definition. So that would be the most relevant to really, because we focus on how do we tell if a state is democratic and whatnot. So for the level of analysis for democratic peace theory, I would argue that it's stage, it's kind of based on class notes and whatnot, because it's essentially focused more on the label of the state, as we kind of talked about with the definition. Democratic states are less likely to fight with other democratic states, so on a state level, it kind of depends on your label that you provide yourself with. Then for question 3, if it's LOC or LA, based on class discussion, I would say it's LOC because we essentially talked that it is a continued analysis and calculation on war and its benefits or the cost, risk, etc. And then lastly, for the structure and agency, essentially kind of based on class, we said that the structure would kind of be the state, and then the state from there would then decide from its agency whether it is beneficial, if they're there to win, if they can win, or are they there to defend.